I guess we could start with Draymond because this seems to be the story that's kind of everywhere after last night. So I think this kind of all rolls back to game one, where Draymond catches a flagrant two. Who the hell did he pull down? I don't even remember who the hell he pulled to the ground. Brandon Clark.
Yeah, Brandon Clark.
Brandon Clark. And he drags him down to the ground. He kind of clocks him as he's coming down when he's pulling him down to the ground. They bounce him on a flagrant two. He gets bounced. Golden State goes on, wins the game. So fast forward to last night. He catches an elbow from somebody like in the first couple minutes of the game. And he's busted up and he's bleeding. And then the fans start cheering the injury. And then here come the double birds from Draymond as he's walking off the court. And I have to applaud Draymond Green simply for this response in the post game. 100%.
You're going to boo somebody who get elbowed in the eye and face running on blood, you should get flipped off. So I'll take the fine. I'll go do an appearance and make up the money. But it felt really good to flip them off. You're going to boo someone that get elbowed in the eye and blood running down your face? I could have had a concussion or anything. So if they're gonna be that nasty, I can be nasty too. And I'm assuming the cheers was because they know I'll get fined. Great, I make $25 million a year. I should be just fine.
I love Draymond.
He's right though. He's right. Especially about that last part.
He'll be fine. I think Kyrie caught a $50,000 fine for his double birds in Boston. So
and he made 30. So
drop in the bucket for Dre.
Right.
Hey, you know what? Dillon Brooks gonna catch hell when he go to Oakland, boy. He can't leave his room.
Oh my God, dude!
You
after what he did to Peyton? Oh no!
And you
no,
forget,
no.
Hey, not just the son, the dad boys. You can't leave your room, dog. Hey, room service for you, partner.
But here's the thing. One thing that I will applaud the refs about is they kept the same energy last night. Like you kicked Dre out with a flagrant two. He's ejected.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You kept the same energy last night with Brooks. He's ejected.
So but that was really obvious though with Brooks. You don't bounce him on. If you don't bounce him on that, you got big problems.
Yeah.
You're right. But it's the follow through. Just like with Dre, they said it was the follow through. Now, some people will argue that could have been just a flagrant one with Dre. But my thing is, if you're gonna make that call with him, and then you see what you saw last night, you had to keep the same energy.
But for me, I think with Draymond's, it could be a flagrant 1.5, 2. It's because it grabbed the jersey, but when you get hit in the head, when you're in the air like that, I've had it done to me. And then you fracture your elbow. That was nasty. The way he fell, he couldn't do anything but his arm just would jar up. But he should be suspended for 2 games, a game at least, man, in my opinion, because when you hit someone like that, and for me, I'm all about watching play. I love Dillon Brooks' energy as a player, but sometimes he can get a little nasty. And I think for that was a little nasty, even though you don't want anybody to be suspended in the playoffs, but I think he should get a 1-game suspension for that hit.
No, I don't think it was intentional. I don't think Dillon Brooks. You do?
I do.
He clotheslined him pretty clean. I don't know if that was intentionally what he was trying to do, but the way he kind of came around on Gary's back and hit him.
Yeah,
it's just and Steve Kerr too going,
because
saying
as a basketball player, there how to jump behind someone and swat. Look at Carmelo Anthony; he does it all the time. Can't jump over a box right now, right? But he can get the block from behind. He knows how to do it, and you can pretend, oh, I'm gonna do that same move and get that free lick in and be like, okay, because look at the height of his jump to block that shot. He was nowhere near. He was about 2-3 inches off the ground. You're not going to block the shot. You didn't swing behind him. You went through him. And for me, knowing me and knowing how to flagrant foul someone or get someone back or make a point, I know that was done intentionally. So that's why they should have former players on that staff or that board or what you want to call it, fouls come in like that. We'd be like, oh, that shit was done. That was done intentionally. No, that was, that was okay. So you should put someone like that. That was me. That was wrong, man. That was bad, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, Charles and them were saying that they don't think he did it intentionally, but they do think he should have been ejected like he was because sometimes it's not about the intent, but it is about what actually happened. What actually happened is you hit the dude and he comes down to brace his fall. And like you said, when it comes to hand, wrist, and arms, they're not meant to brace those type of falls. And what happens. So it's not always about the intent. You may not have intended it, but this is what actually happened.
Because think about my 2-game suspension with the bump on Steve Nash. Would you rather get hit like I hit Steve Nash or get hit like Peyton got hit?
Oh God!
The hit that I put on Steve Nash was
I'll
not
take
even
the Nash hit all day.
It wasn't even. I didn't even extend. I didn't extend at all. And I got a game for that, and then a game for when old boy ran up and I tried to knock his jaw off. But that was it.
Wow.
But so that's my. If you got to look at it and okay, now if you set this standard right now in the playoffs right now, it doesn't happen again. Guys second guess. Oh shit, that's a game. I got to be here for my team.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to make an example of people, and I don't want that to happen. I'm not saying do it because it's the playoffs and you want to see a full strength team, but you got to start somewhere and stop it before it begins.